Differences between proof of work and proof of stake. Are you interested in the differences between proof of work and proof of stake argument? Or maybe you just want to know more about the process of how their functions are being carried out. The debate over proof of work versus proof of stake may seem technical at first instance, yet it reflects fundamental differences of approach to achieving the objectives of cryptocurrency networks. The standoff between the two algorithms engages key questions of network security, environmental sustainability, barriers to entry, and achieving decentralization. These models are called consensus mechanisms, and they are the current requirements to confirm transactions that take place on a blockchain, without the need for a third party. The goal of a blockchain system is to guarantee that transactions are enforced and recorded as intended without the need for social trust between parties or an intermediary. Welcome to Jafed-Leads, a channel dedicated to crypto reviews, news, and updates. In this video, I will be explaining the basics of proof of work and proof of stakes and its model. I will also give a really simple explanation about how the technology works. In addition, I will explain why I believe proof of stake is better model than proof of work, as well as giving the names of the tokens or coins that use it. I firmly believe after watching this video, you will be able to comfortably explain to your friends and loved ones what each consensus mechanism is, how they work and which one is better. But before then, if you have enjoyed this video till this point, please like the video and subscribe to this channel for more awesome videos in the future. For better understanding, or in a simpler terms, proof of work and proof of stake are two different ways you can mine cryptocurrency. In more precise terms, proof of work and proof of stake are both types of consensus mechanisms that are designed to solve the issue of trust between the participants of a blockchain network. What is proof of work? Proof of work is a decentralized consensus mechanism that requires members of a network to expend effort in solving an arbitrary mathematical function to prevent anybody from gaming the system. Proof of work is used widely in cryptocurrency mining for validating transactions and mining new tokens. Objectives, functions, and history of proof of work. Proof of work was introduced in the early 1990s as a means to mitigate email spam, so that computers might be required to perform a small amount of work before sending an email. This work would be easy for someone sending a legitimate email, but it would require a lot of computing power and resources for users to send mass emails. However, it was Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin's creator, who first applied the technology and digital money system in Bitcoin's white paper. Proof of work is a pioneering system which in fact pre-existed Bitcoin but has since become inherently connected to the world-renowned cryptocurrency. For this reason, the mechanism is sometimes referred to as the Nakamoto consensus. In proof of work blockchain, majority decision or consensus is represented by the longest chain wins rule. This means that participants in the blockchain network accept the longest chain of blocks as being the only valid one. The rule prevents multiple chains, each reflecting different versions of history, from existing side by side. The longer the consensual version of the blockchain becomes, the more computing power and resources would be needed the transaction and mining process. What is proof of stake? Proof of stake, also known as delegate proof of stake, is a consensus mechanism where users of the network vote or delegate to a specific node to validate the next block. Using delegate proof of stake, you can delegate by pooling your tokens into a staking pool and linking them to a particular validator. You do not physically transfer your tokens to another wallet, but instead, utilize a staking service provider to stake your tokens in a staking pool by the way of a smart contract. The smart contract is in your control at all times. An example of a proof of stake coin is Pulsechain PLS. Is a coin created by Richard Hart, which is a fork of Ethereum but yet to be launched. Objectives, functions, and history of proof of stake. Proof of stake is a modification of proof of work introduced in 2012 as a means to solve its perceived dependency on energy consumption as a means to determine blockchain ordering. Just like proof of work, proof of stake is designed to achieve distributed consensus over the valid ordering of transactions, that is, reaching agreement on a shared single version of history, rather than rely on computers racing to generate the appropriate hash. The idea behind a proof of stake protocol is that participation is determined by ownership of the coin supply, using a set of factors determined by the protocol. The proof of stake algorithm pseudo-randomly elects a node, which means, anyone who owns the coin can propose the next block to the blockchain. When a node gets elected, its role is to verify the validity of the transactions within the block, sign it and propose the block to the network for validation. A proof of stake system functions as a cryptographic proof of ownership and proof of vested interest in the project's ongoing success. Proof of work block ordering in blockchain technology. A blockchain is a mechanism that consists of a string of blocks, that is, groups of transactions that are aligned in chronological order based on the order of transactions. The first block in a proof of work blockchain is hard-coded into its software and is named the Genesis block, also known as block 0. By definition, this block does not reference a previous block. The subsequent blocks added to the blockchain always refer to the previous blocks and each contains a copy of the full and updated ledger. Proof of stake block ordering in blockchain technology. Similar to proof of work, a proof of stake blockchain is a mechanism that consists of a string of blocks aligned in chronological order based on its transactions. The first block in a proof of stake blockchain is also hard-coded into its software and is commonly named the Genesis block. The subsequent blocks added to the blockchain always refer to the previous blocks and each contains a copy of the full and updated ledger. On that note, in proof-of-stake cryptocurrencies, there is no competition for who is selected to add blocks. As such, the blocks are often said to be forged, or minted rather than mined. Proof of stake in regards to Pulsechain. Pulsechain is a proof-of-stake coin with 33 numbers of validators, which are chosen for each new block, so the delegates of one block might not be the delegates of the next. Elected validators receive the transaction fees from the validated block, and that reward is then shared with users who pooled their tokens in the validator pool. The more you stake, the higher the share of the block reward you will receive. The rewards are shared based on each user's stake. So if your stake represents 8% of the total staking balance, you would receive 8% of the block reward. Delegated proof-of-stake consensus network uses less energy, therefore, it is more environmentally friendly and sustainable than proof-of-work. It also don't require second-layer solutions to solve the congestion issues that arise from mining on proof-of-work consensus networks. When it comes to the Pulsechain specifically, 25 to 33% of the fees generated will get burned during each transaction on the block. This makes Pulsechain a deflationary coin. Pulsechain will start with a large total supply and will deplete over time. Thanks for your time. I believe this video was entertaining and educational. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, and share.